Ido Kadar is an 8th grader. He's the same exact age as my son. He takes general education classes with the assistance of an aide. He completes the same classwork as all the other children in the class, all the other young people in the class, but Ido is also nonverbal. He communicates independently via letterboard. Independently, I have seen it. He is independently communicating. So everything that you will hear that you will hear today, he has written himself independently. His presentation will be read by Jackie Redner. Jackie Redner is a rabbi and the chaplain at Vista Del Mar Child and Family Services. She conducted Ido's bar mitzvah last year as well as my own son's, and she is a really incredible person. And also with Ido, who will work with him on his spell board to interpret any comments he might want to make or answer any questions for you, is his courageous mother, Tracy, who has fought on his behalf for so many years and is really very inspirational to me. Okay, Ido.
So I just want to, if I could just take 1 second to say how privileged I am to be here and how grateful I am for the opportunity to be able to give in this way. And just to say also that I head up an Escadrille program at Vista Del Mar, which is directed by Elaine Hall, who's the founder of the Miracle Project, and is based on just principles of really profound inclusion. And it's really an honor for me to be here. And it's an honor for me to share Ido's words because I have seen him type, and the first time he typed something for me, I just about fell out of my chair. Literally. So, here I go. I hope I do this justice, and if you can imagine my voice as his, that would be great. I am autistic, as you may have figured out by my restlessness and the obvious fact that someone else is reading my words. The question I have for you is if it surprises you that a nonverbal autistic person writes well. This was mentioned by a lot of professionals as I began communicating. People who thought of me as a low-functioning sort could not adapt to my intellectual abilities. This led to a rough time, to put it mildly. It's a real problem. Truthfully, many theories made my early life challenging. Theory 1 told my parents that I couldn't understand speech, so I was talked to like this. Go, car. All done. Hands quiet. Good job. No. Say hi. Go school. And so on. I would have preferred if they had just spoken more normally. Second theory says that because I couldn't understand speech, I needed super basic books. So I was denied really interesting stories. Just last year, an autism teacher I know gave me a cardboard toddler book as a gift. It is a comical notion because she was well aware that I was in mainstream classes. Still, she thought, nonverbal autism? Toddler. I have to laugh it off. But what is she really implying? Is it this bias that really denies nonverbal people an exposure to interesting ideas? I read interesting, challenging books at home. This teacher thinks Pokey the Lost Puppy is better. Theory 3 was that because I didn't show I understood, I didn't. This meant that school was really a total bore. The teachers refused to teach interesting things because they knew we couldn't understand. Like the teacher I just described, though well-meaning, they bored their students to a point of emotional withdrawal into stims or indifference. I think this is really sad. This leads me to theory 4, which says that there is an 80% chance that I am mentally retarded. In fact, a psychiatrist recently reminded me that most autistic people are mentally retarded. So I ask you this, is Stephen Hawking also mentally retarded? After all, he can't speak, is locked internally, and needs constant support. Or is not speaking different than not speaking? Let me do that sentence again because it's so important. Or is not thinking, or is not speaking different than not thinking? There are a lot more theories, but I'll stop here. The problem was that these theories were not true for me at all. But when I was little, I had no ability to show otherwise. My inability to get my body to do what I wanted was interpreted as a learning and thinking problem. Even as I emerged into communication, a majority of teachers and others I worked with were initially rigidly stuck in seeing my efforts as the imaginings of an overzealous mom, rather than an intelligent, understanding, nonverbal, autistic boy finally finding a way to escape his prison. So I was bitter for a long time. My journey was made harder by those who were in a position to help. They refused to see what was true. Good theories were better than reality. I felt really angry for several years because no one seemed even happy to help me grow. They were skeptical to the point of cruelty. An example was when my first speech was published in a newsletter for the Friendship Circle 3 years ago. The only negative feedback came from a teacher of autistic kids who stated that in 25 years, she had never met a nonverbal autistic person with such advanced thinking and writing skills. So therefore, I couldn't have such advanced thinking and writing skills. This way of thinking not only insulted me, but it meant that she was unable to see the potential in her own students. This needs to change, I think. Thanks to my persevering parents, we let go of the folks who thought like her because that was hindering my education. This led us to find people who were more open-minded. In the last 4 years, I have had a much happier education. The school district has energetically supported me in mainstreaming since I began middle school. They have provided me with my aid from an agency so that I can access my education. The truth is, the changes set me free. Once people saw me in a new way, gave me opportunity and chance to improve myself, and supported me, you can see what is possible. Next year, I will go to a regular high school in all regular classes on a diploma track, and I will continue to do the same work as everyone else. This is thanks first to Soma, who taught me how to get my thoughts out in letters and typing, my physical fitness trainer, who woke my sleeping body, and the many other professionals who helped me achieve this. Like all kids in middle school, I have some great teachers and some lousy teachers. That's okay, I'm not complaining. It's a normal education. But only 4 years ago, I was still in an autism class that showed me ABC movies every day, 1+1 math, how to find stuff in Play-Doh, and other thrilling lessons, day after boring day. To the credit of those who gave me the opportunity to learn at grade level, I am trying hard to do well. It can be lonely. Middle school is not a kind and compassionate age for any kid, and I am the most different kid imaginable. I am far below the social pyramid. Still, I will be a successful man in my life. Disabled or not, I am determined to have a meaningful life. The future is unknown to me, like it is for everyone. I don't know if I will have an improvement in my symptoms. I don't know the path I will have in college or a career. But I know I will aim to achieve for myself some kind of job and intellectually stimulating work. I can't stim my life away. Only I will need support to do this. I have a wonderful aide at school. She is helping me focus and communicate to the class. Without her, I couldn't access my education. She helps me function in society. I will need smart, trained aides like her in college and after. The truth is, I will always need someone, like Stephen Hawking does, or Helen Keller did. But I will keep working on skills. I am not sure where I will want to live. I see a lot of slackers still at home. But I never, ever want to be in an institution or a place that patronizes me. I want to live as normally as I can. Now, if my parents had not started to look at my illness in a new way, I might never have emerged from my prison. I would still be bored to death in remedial autism class in high school, where my former classmates all are. I want to know if you think I'm the only intact mind in them. Or could it be that some of them are also intelligent and understand everything? I think the sad thing is many will die and we will never know. I used to come home from 6th grade and I would weep so much for them. I was partially mainstreamed then and doing grade level work in other subjects in odd class as I adjusted to longer and longer mainstreaming day. The other autistic students would watch me communicate and learn, though they were not doing either. Isn't it possible to at least teach them some interesting lessons, even if the kid can't communicate well yet, and the chance that he is trapped internally as I was? I wrote before that boring people to death is like denying them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I also think that autistic kids need more exercise than they get. Look at flabby, weak autistic kids who have poor body control. Don't you think weights, coordination, exercise, and cardio fitness would help? It did for me. Communication is essential. To answer how will require a new way of working with autistic people. I feel nonverbal people will be heard from more and more. Will you be open to listening?
Thank you, Vito.